Hello and welcome to the Huddy Arena and the IFMAR two-wheel drive World Championships, brought to you in association with Team Associated, A-Main Hobbies, J Concepts, Diff Check and of course Tony Sport. It is fabulous weather here, but all the action's in there. So lots of fabulous action here in Trenčín in Slovakia, but we were treated to 5 rounds of fantastic qualifying to decide the grid for the IFMAR two-wheel drive world final. Now, coming here, everyone thought the hometown favourites X-Ray would dominate proceedings, but after a good opening start from Bruno Cahello, that challenge began to disappear, especially as the 3 drivers, Cahello, Tessmann and Beyer, kept getting in each other's way. But coming to the top of the pile from what should have been the second fastest heat was Team Associated Spencer Rivkin, your 2015 world champion. 3 perfect scores in the first 4 rounds meant he TQ'd the entire event and left the rest of the field scrabbling for the minor places. Perhaps a major surprise, perhaps no surprise at all, it ended up being the Italian phenom Davide Ongaro, the current 1/8 world champion in IC off-road, who picked up second place also with his Team Associated, followed by Japanese driver Yusuke Segura with his orange-wheeled special, and then the first of those hometown heroes, the X-Rays, Bruno Cahello in 4th. Also making the final, we have drivers like Tessmann, we have drivers like Mayfield, your reigning world champion, and also towards the back of the grid, the man who won this event in 2005, Neil Cragg from Great Britain. Well, that's a qualifying order. Now let's see how they line up on the grid. On pole from the USA, driving associated, it's your 2015 world champion, Spencer Rivkin. His teammate, Italian Davide Ongaro, also with the associated, he's starting in position 2. In 3, it's Japan's finest, driving Yokomo, it's Yusuke Segura. In 4th, from Portugal, it is Bruno Cahello with an X-Ray. Starting in 5th place, we have Martin Beyer, the X-Ray designer. He's from the Czech Republic. And down in 6th place, we have your reigning world champion. It's Ryan Mayfield with the Yokomo and from the United States. From Canada, it's Ty Tessmann, also driving one of the X-Ray machines. And then down in 8th place, it's multiple world champion Ryan Cavalieri with the Yokomo. And at the back, it's 2 more associated drivers. Firstly, 2005 world champion Neil Cragg from the UK. And bringing up the rear, it's the young Finn, Joona Häkkinen. Cars are pointed down. Interesting kind of strangely curvy start to the grid because there's no real straight on this. 5 seconds to go now. And they're away. And no such mistake from 3rd place from the orange wheel Segura, but you still see that it's the 2 associated who break, and then already looking for battle between 3rd and 4th. It looks like Bruno's already got through into 3rd, so Bruno takes 3rd, but it's a battle is 1st. Oh, and Rivkin makes a mistake, and Ongaro now takes the lead. So it's Ongaro in the orange and white from Rivkin in 2nd. So the Italian takes the lead from his teammate from the USA, Rivkin, and then coming down behind is Bruno, who's already got past the Japanese Segura and into 3rd place. Bruno has some tremendous pace, but he's obviously got to try and get past the cars and not make a mistake in doing it. Coming through the J Concepts jump for the first time, and across the line is Ongaro from Rivkin from Cahello. And the battle now is that 2nd and 3rd battle between Rivkin and Cahello. Now, what does can Rivkin pull away from Cahello, or can he hold him up enough time to let his teammate Ongaro streak ahead? Still in 4th, it's Segura. 5th is Martin Beyer. 6th is Ryan Mayfield, and up on 2 wheels again. You can see how hard Rivkin's pushing in 2nd place as they scream now up and into the Tony Sport triples and come down into the A-main section. A little bit of a lead, though, as you can see, for Ongaro, but nothing to write home about as the rest of the cars come around in a train behind the A-main section there. Now, interesting, a little bit of breathing space being bought by Rivkin there from Cahello. The lead is 1.4 seconds for Ongaro. He's then got 0.6 of a lead from Cahello, who's faded back for some reason, not quite sure why. So let's see what Rivkin's doing. Rivkin's in the middle there, and we'll keep it a bit wide if we can, Frank, to try and get something to see where the cars around them are as we enter the 1.5 minutes down, 3.5 to go. And it looks now that Bruno's just dropped off that blistering pace. He's got his own problem now with Segura. Now it gives Rivkin a chance to start thinking about what he's going to do about Ongaro as they come back and underneath the rostrum, but it's a good run from Ongaro. Ongaro now, the 35.5, gained about 400 of a second over Rivkind as the car streaks. I still think Rivkind's really where we need to be, because he's either going to go back or go forward, but we can keep wide enough to see what Ongaro's doing. And with about 2 of the 5 minutes down, there is Ongaro, there is Rivkind as they streak down. I'd say visually, I just think that Rivkind may have gained a little bit, but he obviously let Ongaro get a second and a half ahead away to come underneath our camera too, and now I'm thinking it's very even. You can't afford to let Ongaro get away and relax. This is probably the man who is in the top form of anyone's life recently, winning everything, winning championship he shouldn't even get near, and that time made another 0.4 of a second. The battle now is looking to be a bit more second and third, but Bruno makes a mistake, and he's now falling in Segura's clutches. You see the 2 orange cars in the bottom of your corner of your picture, and now the third and fourth are right together. So we'll just watch first and second through. Let's pick up third and fourth, and that's the Bruno against Segura battles. They come right down. The orange wheels, an orange car against the orange and white with white wheels. So Bruno now leading to third. Segura from Japan with the Akomo in fourth. But the lead for Ongaro as he goes round this time is 1.3 seconds. So a bit of a gain by Rivkind in that one. But this battle for third is the tightest at the moment as we watch and see what's happened with Ongaro and Rivkind. Rivkind was quicker in that one run by half a second. But it's very, very close now between third and fourth. Watching 2 battles at once, one on the camera, I'm watching one with my eyes, but it's the closest battle is the third and fourth battle. First and second are still relatively spaced out. Got 1 minute and 35 to go. 3.5 minutes have gone as the first 2 come round to complete another lap. Bruno successfully holding off the Japanese driver for the final spot on the first leg podium, if there was such a thing. The lead stabilised at 1.4 seconds for Ongaro there. And Ronefalk also, and in the final, and Gahello is also now playing a blocking role. Interesting, he moved forward quite quickly. Now definitely it's got closer at the front. So let's go back to the front, please, because it's noticeably got closer. With Ongaro now coming into the main A section, Rivkind catching him up, hand over fist. I think Ongaro must have made a micro mistake and he's lost about 0.3 of a second. What he's given is he's given Rivkind encouragement, and Rivkind now coming onto the back of his teammate and diving and really pushing as hard as he possibly can. He gets a 34.7. That's basically the fastest lap we've probably seen the entire time. Rivkind has just done our fastest lap of the entire event, right in the middle of the first leg of the A final, to try and gain back on the Italian, the world champion at Wyeth Rallycross, the European champion at this event. Ongaro, the man who could soak up any amount of pressure, but he's going to come under pressure in an event he's not particularly strong on, or well, he's very strong, not particularly experienced in. The team associated team are first and second. We spoke to Ongaro earlier. He's saying how much he's enjoying working with the team, how much they've helped him with this discipline he's not totally bit expert from, but now his teammate is hunting him down as they start the last lap. The last lap of leg 1. Can Rivkind find a way through Ongaro? They've got, and he's lost it on the air. He just spun, he lost the grip. The thing swapped out, and that was a second and a half too much. Let's see. He just did recovering from that. But he had a bit of a slam on there, and that kind of lost him the drive. And you can see even then he's fished. He's not meant to get the drive back on again. That 3/4 seconds went with the Schumacher replay there. And he's given that little bit of breathing space. Ongaro now just needs to do 1 set of corners, and he will win the first leg. Ongaro is our focus. Ongaro needs to come over the line. He's got 1 corner to go. And Ongaro takes leg 1. Another chance for another world champion. And he's brought home from Rivkind. As Davide takes the plaudits of everyone. Davide, congratulations. I must be a lucky charm. I turn up and you win the leg. Fantastic race.
Yeah, I'm really happy about the car and about the first final. Spencer made 1 mistake in the second lap and I passed him. I tried to pull away from him and I drive without mistakes and take the win the first leg.
So how do you approach the second leg now? Do you have to wait for a mistake again, or?
Yeah, I hope, but yeah, for sure he's so a fast driver. I will stay behind him and we'll see how we go in the next one.
So a great result for Team Associated there in the first leg of the 3 legs of the IFMAR World Championship final. But exactly what did it take to take this huge team from all around the world to compete in the Dragon's Den of one of their major rivals?
It is a pretty big home track advantage for guys that have, whether you're an extra guy and you live here and you run all the time, or you've come to the warm-up, or you've been able to have some other time here. I think you just come here as prepared as you can. You try to use the knowledge that you've gained over your years of experience. And, that's not just me, that's not just the drivers, that's, Cliff back at the shop, and Sean and Curtis and Sean and Bob, and all the engineers that have put hours and hours and hours into the development of our products as a whole. And I feel that that's really where we have a big strength.
We always have a big crew of people, and it's kind of no secret. The more people you have, more people trying things, it's easier to figure things out, and we all work together really good.
Everyone here from Australia and our guys here from Finland, Italy, we're all working together. We're coming over, we're giving high fives, knuckles, whatever when we're doing good.
It's always fun. We get to see each other once a year, so it's good to have Worlds here and they come here, and it's good to hang out with US team.
They can help us a lot. And here they help a lot to me, and that's the result.
And I'm a hardcore competitor, and I want to do well too, but I want to see these guys do as well as I am.
There's a lot of stress.
Yeah?
But I'm handling it well.
Yeah, you're handling it well.
I think I am.
How's he handling it?
Oh, he handles it really good.
I don't really look at it as pressure. This is what I love to do. It's my hobby. That's what it comes down to. It's just a hobby. This is just a big club race.
Yeah.
If it is pressure, that's what we thrive on. We're a racing company. We've done it for 50 plus years. And something that's been bred into myself ever since I joined the team back in the early 90s. So it's just what we do. Do we have to win? No, but obviously we want to. Does it sell more cars on Monday if you win on Sunday? No, but I think it helps really validate that people are making the right choice, that they're coming to a company that is developing, that is working to give them a product that's capable on such a wide variety of surfaces.
So Ongaro won the first one, 1-1. Best lap time as well, so this will tell you exactly what we're doing, because don't forget the tie break is your best run. Your best run is the tie break, so you do completely throw away the third result. We're here thanks to Team Associated, A Main Hobbies, J Concepts, Tony Sport and DiffCheck from Monaco RC. That's why we're here, but we're also here to bring you great racing. And let's hope we get great racing in the second final. And they're off, and it's a little bit of a slidey start for Ongaro. He immediately takes up his position behind Rivkin. There's been a big accident behind them, and they've given themselves a gap. Third place, I think, is Mayfield. The problem is the car turned turtle, but it's a nice opening couple of corners for Rivkin. He takes the lead. Oh, and a mistake by Ongaro. So suddenly now, Rivkin's going to be sitting there at the end of lap one with quite a nice little lead. It's looking like a second and a quarter. It's a good start from Mayfield. I think he's taken himself into third place. Be interesting to see who comes around behind Mayfield. It is in fact going to be the 7 of Tessman, so it's Mayfield then Tessman. So we go across Rivkin, Ongaro, Mayfield, Tessman. Cahello is looking at saying goodbye to his chance of a World Championship in this one, because he's going to need to work his way up to at least second place to have a chance. Rivkin gapping very quickly now, so the battle is second and third, which is Ongaro and Mayfield. You need, Ongaro on two wheels, you need to have a second place if Rivkin wins this one, because he'll have a first and a second. So if you haven't got a second place, you can't become world champion. So obviously at the moment, it's a big battle, because the requirement will be, because Mayfield needs to get himself into second to give himself a chance of the overall win. This is second, third and fourth come together. The orange car is Ongaro. The blue and red car is Mayfield. The the white and purple car, that is Ty Tessman. And they go round together, but they are trying to chase down Spencer Rivkin, who's blasted into a 2-second lead in this heat. Now, they dropped Tessman slightly in that one, so it is an Ongaro against Mayfield second and third battle. It's associated against Giacomo. And a mistake from Rivkin off camera, so Rivkin's made a mistake, and that has meant that he's suddenly thrown himself literally back into the clutch. A 2-second error, and that's the 2-second lead gone. So Rivkin from Ongaro, from Mayfield, who makes mistakes, and now Ongaro can see after dropping back from his own couple of bobbles, and now the battle is on for the World Championship. Rivkin makes a mistake and loses momentum, but no, it doesn't, not quite enough as they come round. In fact, what that basically did was give Mayfield a chance to catch back up to the train. Rivkin leads over the rollers. Ongaro second, so it's the blue and white of Rivkin, the orange and white of Ongaro and the blue and red of Mayfield. 1, 2 and 3 in the leg 2 of the World Championship here in Slovakia. And we are 2 minutes 12 down, 2:48 plus the final lap to go. The three of them sweep round the A-main section up and over the diff check double, and they come round now into the J Cosmo. Interestingly, with a bit of clear air, once again Rivkin's managed to give himself a little bit of gap. He's got a 3/4 second lead, and perhaps Ongaro is slightly more concerned what's happening behind him with Ryan Mayfield. But the orange and white car, that's the car who currently sits in the pole position because he won the first leg. And now Rivkin is effectively one mistake away from blowing his World Championship and giving it to his teammate, or, without that one mistake, giving himself the perfect chance of going into the final leg in about an hour's time in the pound seats, as we say, in the favouritism position for a World Championship. But there are 2 minutes to go, and in that lap, very notably, it was Mayfield who was dropped off the back of the front two. That lap around, it was another 1/10 of a second gain for Rivkin. Ongaro in second, Mayfield falling a little bit into the clutches of Tesman. Segura's in fifth, and Unna-Hatton in fifth. Kohela nowhere in this one. And the complete destruction, dismissal, dissolving of the X-Ray Challenge in these finals is quite remarkable. So they come round for another lap. Another quiet pace as we just watch this unwind with 1 minute and 20 to go. Interestingly, over those last two corners, Ongaro's made up a bit of the gap. He was 1.08 behind as we crossed the line last time. Now that's not 1.08 seconds. And Ongaro looking to hunt down the young Italian, kind of the surprise talent in the associated pool. We were thought, oh, four-wheel drive, that'll be the one he'll be doing it at. But no, two-wheel drive. He's already won the European Championships in two-wheel drive. And now Rivkin, of course, he won the Raw Championships for 1/8 Nitro, is now looking suddenly to control a huge push forward by Ongaro in the last couple of laps. We've got 46 seconds to go. We've got 2 laps, this lap and one more, to decide leg 2. Rivkin coming round onto the associated rollers and then up into the back of the circuit. The lead came down to 0.3 of a second that time around. Now, has Rivkin tightened up, or is he just taking it a bit careful, knowing that Ongaro's not going to throw one at him, but they are now nailed together. They are wheel to wheel to come underneath the A-main corners and through our camera too, and up onto the diff check double. A good couple of corners there for Rivkin, but a superb landing for Ongaro brings him so close, and the gap goes down to nothing. It says 0.345. It's nothing. You can't get any closer than this on a race. They take the last lap of heat 2. This is as close as it's going to get. Ongaro, if he can sneak by, will be world champion. He is one bobble from the world championship. Rivkin is not taking one bobble away from making himself favourite for the world champion. The stakes could not be higher. This is the ultimate in RC racing. It's all down to a few seconds of action, a few seconds of driving. The pressure is beyond what it would be at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. These guys are performing at ultimate speed, but all Rivkin has to do is make 2 corners correctly. Can Rivkin get the J-Commons come? He can. Rivkin has turned over, and Rivkin takes it. Rivkin brings it to a 3rd level. Ongaro pushed him all the way. We know now our world champion will be an associated driver. We do not know who it will be.
Big thing for me to bounce back in A2, showing that, look, I had the speed. And then I did have a bobble up there. I needed to just clean up, and I'll just kind of focus ahead and have a clean run.
Okay, so that was a good chat there with Spencer, and now we have a look at the overall running as it is. Now, the interesting thing is they are first and second. It's actually Ongaro who has the edge on speed. Now, why is that important, you're asking? Well, if for some reason someone else apart from Ongaro or Rivkin wins in the Heat 3, then it will be Ongaro who will take the World Championship. They're away. The clean start for the first 5, so everyone's got away cleanly. Rivkin gets a nice little gap. Ongaro sets behind him, and it's a good start again for Yusuke Segura and the Okoma. The Japanese drivers had a little bit of scratching around problems in the early laps, but now already, as you can see, Ongaro is a little bit more aggressive, a bit more close to the rollers of Rivkin. Now, interestingly, Rivkin's slightly better going through the switchback prior to the Tony Stork triples. We now come through the A-main section. And a little bit of a drag. So they're already driving very tight. The key point to remember is Ongaro cannot afford to have someone get past him because he needs to attack Rivkin. Now they're both associated drivers, so you can expect it to be a very, very fair fight. Kohela's still in 4th behind the Japanese, and a nice little stretch now for Rivkin. Gives himself a little bit more of a lead. It's not even a 1/3 of a mistake, but it does give him a bit of breathing space. But it's also now enables you to concentrate and not worry about the fact that if you make a small mistake, you'll be collected by the man immediately behind you. Ongaro in the orange in second, currently has the advantage in the World Championship. In the blue and purple, the world champion from 4 years ago, Spencer Rivkin, has the advantage in the race. And they now 3 races in. It's Segura, Coelho, Beyer, Mayfield. So Coelho at the moment is not quite sure. It'll be a timed breakdown, but he hits the bottom of the podium. But right together, these two now. It's all about 2 late teenagers. I think they're 19. I think they're both 19. I mean 19 and 18. An American wonder kid and an Italian wonder kid. Don't forget, Rivkin won the Raw National at 1/8 Nitro, whereas Ongaro is the world champion of that discipline of RC. It up on 2 wheels now, goes for a drive through, but not quite enough. Not quite enough. It lost drive, it gave a chance to close out in many ways. Then Ongaro found himself, he really punched it, going a little bit fast into that corner after the end of the grid hatchings, and actually lost time. So he actually lost time because of the mistake by Rivkin. You can see that because of the way Segura now is much, much closer to both of them. And we are 2 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. And again, we are just, he's got 2 now. They've really kicked that half mistake. He can recover from that, but if Segura got past, that would have been probably unrecoverable for, because passing's not that simple. But he went onto 2 wheels. It's given a lead of 0.7 of a second. Wow. And now Segura's made a mistake. So that's taken the pressure off from behind. That is going to help Ongaro. He's not having to worry about his rear end. He only has to worry about his front wheels. And now to chase back and try and gain those like 3/4 seconds he lost on Rivkin. With 2 minutes 24 to go. We are halfway through. They will run to more than 5 minutes with that extra lap as they fly down the back of the circuit, back into the A main section. It's definitely hush. You can hear the electric motors above the hush because the crowd is enthralled in this tactical chess-like battle as Rivkin just tries to keep 4 wheels down and a bit of pace. Ongaro tries to pressure his American teammate into an error. You're seeing a good corner for one driver, a good corner for the other driver, a good jump for one. At the moment, this lap has been slightly better for Rivkin. But who knows, in 2 corners' time, Ongaro may have gained a little bit of space. Ongaro dipped, in fact, Ongaro did do better. Ongaro had a much better couple of corners. They're right on the tail again. And then a little bit of an attempt not to hit him and just drop back off again. So Rivkin and Ongaro just driving as close as they possibly can. The associated drivers, the young men representing their continents, representing their countries, but also representing the manufacturer, and driving at the absolute top of the ability for RC racing in this 2-wheel drive world championship. We are now down to 1 minute and 12, and there's a bit of extra speed there. That second jump on Ongaro. The problem is it's not just catching, he's got to pass, and he's got to pass cleanly. There are referees. There are also several thousand people watching this stream who are going to be crying foul. Everything goes on as Ongaro sweeps round, and the gap is, which was 0.4 of a second, it's going to be a pretty similar gap this time, and Ongaro just slappy backed it slightly, and he's lost 4/10 all on that J-Concept jump. We are now down to 2 laps. It's this lap and 1 more. Rivkin makes a mistake. Rivkin makes a slight mistake, and Ongaro now can smell blood. It's this lap and 1 more to decide a world championship. Will it be Rivkin? Will it be Ongaro? It's down to these 2 drivers. It's down to, will Rivkin make a mistake and blow it? Can Ongaro get past him? Because don't forget, Ongaro just has to hope that Rivkin doesn't win. So they both just stop. It'll be all over. So 1 lap to go and 3 corners. Rivkin has to drive the flat lap of his life. He can't make a single mistake. Ongaro is putting the sort of pressure on something that will crush even the strongest, mightiest safe under its pressure. But that time, another couple of tenths and a little bit of breathing space for Rivkin. He's got a kind of a third of an error in hand as he now enters the last 25 seconds of the 2019 World Championship. He has about 4 corners to go, about 4 jumps to go to take the championship. Can he do it? Can he become a double world champion? And he's going to do it. He's going to, because there's an error there from Ongaro. Ongaro just had a bad landing. Unless Rivkin makes a ridiculous error in the last 2 or 3 corners, we are going to see a repeat world champion. We're going to see an American world champion. We're going to see a Spencer Rivkin world champion. We're going to see an Associate champion. And Rivkin takes it. Rivkin, the world champion, after 3 fantastic legs. Quite fantastic performance by all the drivers, but that was another pressurized super pressure cooker environment. Wow, super stuff indeed. What can you do? And it is Segura. Segura takes 3rd, so the situation is that X-Ray are not on the podium at their own home final. It is going to be Associated and Giacomo are your 3 podium finishers. Then it's Coelho in 4th, Mayfield is 5th overall, Hatton is 6th overall, Bayer is 7th, Testament, Cavalieri, Cragg.
Congratulations, Spencer Ripken, the new world.
Let's go!
Spencer Ripken, world champion again. We thought you were going to have a big spray up, but they decided not to give the trophy in 3 days' time.
Yeah, they're gonna hold it for a couple of days, but I'm okay. I'm doing all right. Just crazy how the team's been working together. Just the group that we have is just incredible.
It was an incredibly emotional win for you. Why do you think it affects you that way?
Oh man, it just, I do this for a passion. It's my hobby. It's what I love to do, and this is my everything. It's what keeps me smiling every day, and life goes on, and I have nothing else but this.
I believe you've claimed Associated's 30th world champion, so that's a good one, a nice round number. But when you arrived here as a team, did you think you could beat X-Ray in the home ground?
Of course, for sure. That was definitely no doubt. We knew what we had at the warm-up. We found some special things. Team Associated's past history of just their heritage of just dominating these world championships is just incredible. To be a part of these guys, it's just amazing. The guys back at the shop, our engineers, Bob, TJ, the top guys, Sean Ireland and Cliff Lett. I mean, Cliff Lett's a world champ, and he's the president of a Team Associated, and just to be a part of their headquarters is just incredible.
Spencer, congratulations, and we'll take some pictures in 4 days with the trophy. Cheers, mate.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Spencer. Good stuff. Oh, hang on. But no, we can have the trophy now. It's 4 days early. We found the trophy. Look at that. As presented by RC Racing TV. Can I hold the trophy? This is the closest I'll get to the trophy. Hooray for me! Hey!